How's it going, Pokemon trainers? We're about 6 weeks away from Pokemon Go Fest 2022, and since we don't have a lot of details about the global event, I thought this would be a good time to make some Go Fest predictions. So sit back, relax, and let's make some Pokedictions. Welcome back, everyone. So how are you all doing on this fantastic Friday? I'm out trying to hatch a bunch of eggs from the Spring into Spring event. I'm hoping to either hatch a shiny Togepi or catch a shiny Togetic. Hopefully by the end of the event, I'll have a shiny TogeTips as my buddy. So it's almost time for this summer's Pokemon Go Fest, and I'm really excited that they're doing another global event this year. I've already made plans to meet up with a bunch of friends at one of our local hotspots for the 2-day event. Have you made your Go Fest plans yet? If so, let me know down in the comments what you're doing. So for today's video, I'll be making some predictions regarding some of the features we could see for the global Go Fest event. I've set up different prediction categories we'll go through, including the mythical Pokemon, overall theme, wild spawns, raid bosses, and bonuses in that order. I've also put timestamps below if you want to jump to a specific section. So kicking off the predictions, let's start with which mythical Pokemon we could encounter this summer. A big possibility for this year's Pokemon can be found in the Go Fest graphic released a couple weeks ago. As you can see, it has a green background and has 2 pink flowers on either side of it. This design looks an awful lot like Shaymin, one of the Gen 4 mythical Pokemon. So could this be our next Go Fest mythical? Well, I think it's got a good shot. Now if we do indeed get Shaymin, how are we going to be able to encounter it? Well, stick around for my Go Fest bonus predictions to find out what I think. But going into our next prediction, let's talk theming. This year's Go Fest marks the return of in-person events after almost 3 years. With this in mind, I think they're going to promote togetherness and connection between trainers this summer. So it's likely that we'll see Pokemon and bonuses that embody this theme. Next, let's talk about Pokemon spawns. If the theming for Go Fest revolves around bringing trainers together, I think we'll see a mix of fan favorites and chase spawns. So my first prediction for Pokemon spawns include Cranidos and Shieldon. These Pokemon are highly sought after in Pokemon Go because of their evolutions. Bastiodon is highly effective in PvP, and Rampardos is one of the best Rock-type attackers. Not only that, but both of these Pokemon also have really cool shinies. It's been a while since we had an event we could hunt them in, so having them this year for Go Fest would be pretty hype. Up next for chase spawns, I predict that we'll see the return of Rotom this summer. Rotom officially debuted during the first Global Go Fest in 2020. During that event, you could encounter the wash form of Rotom through snapshots. I figured we'd get another form for 2021, but with Pikachu appearing in photobombs, I guess they didn't really have a place for it. But for this year, it's totally possible that we'll see Rotom return with another one of its Platinum forms. Another factor to look at is with the introduction of the Pokemon Go Tour event, they'll likely have to release all the forms of Rotom before the possible Go Tour Sinnoh in 2024. All the more reason to release another Rotom this summer. So our next prediction for Go Fest spawns will revolve around regional Pokemon. Each Go Fest event typically features several rare regional Pokemon. In 2020, we could catch Seviper and Zangoose, and last year we had Sawk, Throh, and Chatot. But for this year, I'm thinking there's 2 possible sets of regionals we could see. The first would be the Hoenn regionals, Relicanth, Tropius, and Torkoal. These Pokemon have only been available outside their regions during in-person Safari Zone events. Plus, with the Go Tour Hoenn likely coming next year, it would be nice for everyone to have a shot at them. As for the second set of regionals we could see, I believe the Unova monkeys, Panpour, Pansear, and Pansage could make an appearance. With the last 2 Go Fests having a grass, water, and fire-type habitat, this would be a great way to incorporate them into the event. My final prediction for chase spawns includes an impossible-to-find Dragon-type. With the last 2 Go Fest events, we've seen rare dragon spawns like Gible and Dino. If Niantic decides to continue this pattern for 2022, the next dragon down the line would be Gen 5's Axew. This rare dragon was released at the beginning of 2020, and since then, Axew has been incredibly rare in both the wild and in eggs. As such, I think this will be a great chase Pokemon for this year's Go Fest. Now having Axew for Go Fest raises a question, and that's if we'll see its shiny release during the event. While I'd honestly love to see it appear, I think the chances of shiny Axew are pretty slim. I'm sure they'll want to capitalize on this Pokemon as much as possible, so they'll save the shiny release for a future event, Perhaps another Dragon Week? It's always a possibility, but Niantic is known for being extremely unpredictable. If you remember last December, we saw Druddigon released along with its shiny, though at the same time, it was released through raids and raid-related field research, so if Axew does get a shiny release, I hope it's not locked behind a paywall. Now that we've covered the chase spawns, there's one more spawn that incorporates togetherness. I don't think we can talk about Pokemon without including Pikachu. Over the past 5 years of GoFest, 4 of those have featured the Electric Mouse Pokemon, and during last year's event, you can encounter Pikachu with either a Rockstar or Popstar outfit. With both the return of in-person events and the togetherness theme, what if Pikachu has unique costumes during each of the events this year? Perhaps for the global event, Pikachu could have a special t-shirt or something that represents bringing the Pokemon community together. Then for the various in-person events, Pikachu could have a special item that represents that location. So moving on into the raids of GoFest, I think there's a bunch of options we could see. So for 1-star raids, I think we're going to see Global Costumed Pikachu, Galarian Darumaka, and Axew. In 3-star raids, I think we'll see some other rare Pokemon, such as Galarian Stunfisk, Togetic, and perhaps even the raid debut of Lucario. Finally, for legendary raids, I have 2 ideas for how they could handle them this year. My first legendary prediction is that we'll see something similar to 2020's style of raiding. Each day featured a small pool of legendary Pokemon, with the first having Kyogre and Groudon, and the second having Dialga, Palkia, and both forms of Giratina. Since we haven't seen the Sinnoh Legends in almost a year, I think they'll make their return for Day 1 raids. As for Day 2 of GoFest, I think the Gen 4 Dragons will be joined by the Unova Dragons, Zekrom, Reshiram, and Kyurem. We haven't seen them since the winter time, so I think this would be a good opportunity to bring them back. Personally, I prefer the smaller raid pools because last year's Legendary Raid Day was a bit hectic. Not to mention it was difficult coordinating a certain raid boss. As for my second idea, we spent some time talking about legendaries getting their signature moves on the channel. Well, what if for this year, they brought some of those signature moves to GoFest? Moves like Luster Purge and Mist Ball for Latios and Latias, Roar of Time and Spatial Rend for Dialga and Palkia, or even Fusion Flare and Fusion Bolt for Reshiram and Zekrom could all be great options. Having these moves available through GoFest would be an excellent way to promote these events. But I know these Pokemon would only be available for a day or so what they could do is have them available through all the GoFest events. That way, anyone that missed them during the global events could still have a shot at them later on. Wrapping up our GoFest predictions, let's talk event bonuses. There's been a lot of cool and unique bonuses over the past 2 GoFests. 2020's bonuses were tied to global challenges, including extra raid XP, increased Stardust, and guaranteed rare candy from gifts. As for 2021, there were several bonuses that ran for the full duration of the event, including half hatch distance, extra special trades, and additional photobomb encounters. So what could the bonuses for this year be? Well, one thing I'd like to see is the return of the global challenges. I think they offered a great way to work together as a community to unlock special bonuses, which would work really well with this year's theme. But if they end up doing this, they really gotta fix the bugs and glitches. If you remember from the 2020 event, there were issues with some of the challenges that caused game-breaking glitches. Perhaps to prevent that from happening, Niantic could make the goals more challenging, but have the bonuses last for the rest of the event. I have a feeling doing it that way would put a lot less strain on the servers. At the same time though, I'd like to see day-long bonuses as well, including last year's reduced hatch distance and extra special trades. Those are just a few of the bonuses that I hope we see this year, but I'm sure they have some good stuff planned that'll make playing worthwhile. Now earlier I hinted at how to encounter Shaman. If you remember from 2020, you had to complete a Team Rocket special themed research to encounter Victini. To encounter Shaman, perhaps they could do something similar to 2020 and have it be part of a Rocket special research. Only this time, have the villains be from another evil team. This will be the perfect time to introduce another organization, such as Team Galactic. Just switch the rocket leaders with Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, and have Cyrus take Giovanni's place. Not only would this be really cool for GoFest, but would also open up future possibilities for other evil teams. Now I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, Shiny predictions. As I said earlier, I'm not sure if Shiny Axew will be featured this year, but I do have some random Shiny ideas that I'm gonna predict. As I said earlier, I think the elemental monkeys will make an appearance, but I think each will be shiny eligible as well. Along with those three, I think shiny Finian, Sawaddle, and Dedenne will be released. And I'm sure the new costume Pikachus that we mentioned earlier would also be shiny eligible. And those are just a few of my GoFest predictions that I hope we see this year. Even if they don't come true, I'm sure whatever happens will make for a really exciting event. But what are your thoughts on my predictions, and what would you like to see at GoFest this summer? Be sure to let me know your thoughts and predictions down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. We'll be putting out more videos for GoFest once we get closer to the event. We also did some prep guides for last year's event, so if you want to start planning, I'll put a link to those in the description. So until next time, thank you all so much for watching. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you all in the next video. Take care.